let's talk about Alice. Okay, let's talk about all the Alice in Wonderland references in Stranger Things. Let's talk about who Alice is. Let's talk about who Linda Hamilton is. And let's talk about why Alice is important to Vecna and for the whole entirety of the show. First things first. Let's just go into there is at least one major Alice in Wonderland reference in each season. So we're going to start first from the very, very beginning. I think it's the end of the first episode of season 1 where we meet Elle and she runs away and Betty gets shot and everything like that. Or Benny gets shot and Elle runs away. And the song that plays is White Rabbit. Why of all songs are we going to have the very first song that we hear that is not score written for the show is White Rabbit? Very important. Elle's room. When Hopper and Joyce go to visit Elle's mom, her bedroom has a white rabbit drawing over her bed. When they go back to Elle's room, when Elle goes to visit her mom and she gets to see her bedroom at that point, again, we then see more of it and we see more of the Alice in Wonderland, the rabbits and all that sort of stuff like that. Robin, she says something to the effect of, we're all mad here.
We all die, my strange little child friend. It's just a matter of how and when.
She's not quoting Alice in Wonderland, but it's very similar to the way she's talking and looking and acting, and she's all drugged up and everything. It's very much reminiscent of how any and all of the characters act in Alice in Wonderland, in the books. Another, why are we taking the time here to focus on this, is at the end of season 5, after everything has happened and they're getting donations together to take to, everybody that needs stuff. Karen Wheeler comes out with a box for Nancy to take stuff there, and Nancy takes the box, and before taking the box, she looks at it and she pulls out the toy on the very top, her old toy, and she goes,
Mr. Rabbit.
And then she decides, no, it's time to give Mr. Rabbit away to somebody else.
No, he'll be more loved in a new home.
Why a rabbit? Why are we taking the time out of this episode to focus on her rabbit toy? It's not one we've seen before. We have not seen her play with this rabbit toy before. We did back in when she's in the Upside Down and she sees her old teddy bear and she's like, I gave you away.
You're not supposed to be here. No, I gave you to Cousin Joanna 2 years ago.
And that's when she figures out that the time is stuck on that one day there. That made sense to show that. It doesn't make sense really to call attention to this rabbit toy. Why? There's no real reason to draw attention to it, except for the Alice in Wonderland references. And then the big one, who is Alice? Henry's sister's name is Alice.
Alice said it looked like it was from a fairy tale.
Henry's sister's name is Alice. Guess who else looks a lot like Alice from Alice in Wonderland? Young Elle, young Sarah, young Holly. We know that Vecna targeted Elle because we know that. We know that he's going to be targeting Holly in the next season because of pictures of him and Holly. Elle, Sarah Hopper, Holly Wheeler, all three of those girls, all three targeted by Vecna, whether or not you think Sarah is alive and or was targeted by Vecna. I think she was. We'll see if I'm proven right or wrong. I think she was. Elle was most certainly targeted, and Holly, we know, is going to be targeted, and they both look like his sister whom he killed. And we're going to get into that a little bit more. So, okay. Another reference to Alice in Wonderland tied to Alice, Henry's sister, is the dead rabbit in season 4 that Alice finds that he kills. I'm pretty sure it's even a white rabbit. Even if it's not a white rabbit, it's a brown rabbit. It's a rabbit. Of all the little animals to kill, Henry kills a rabbit and Alice finds it. And so it's just a little twisted thing of it. Oh, there's also the 11 is remembering what happened to her, and she's first seen Henry as the kind orderly in her mind back in the Rainbow Room. The first thing he says to her is he calls her a sleepyhead.
Someone's a sleepyhead this morning.
And I'm going to have to look it up, and I'll put it in here whether or not they call Alice a sleepyhead in the book, but she is napping. She's fallen asleep. She falls asleep. She falls into Wonderland, basically. And so sleepyhead, falling asleep, Elle being asleep and remembering all this stuff, and even to enter into Wonderland, she kind of has to go into like a sleep state, so to speak, because she has to close her eyes and her senses and everything. So that's another reference to Alice in Wonderland. The whole premise of season 4 is running out of time, which is like the whole thing that the White Rabbit is all about in Alice in Wonderland, is he's late. And that's something that, Vecna is very much, he's got the ticking clock and everybody's running out of time. And Henry is dressed up all really nice and colorful and dapper. And he looks a lot like either the Mad Hatter or the White Rabbit or the Cheshire Cat or some sort of whimsical Mad Hatter type of character, which ties in again with the Alice in Wonderland theme. Oh, another reference. This is a little bit of a, is it real, and stuff like that, but in Alice in Wonderland you have the flowers, they have faces and they talk and everything like that, and I'm like, well, what else do we know from Stranger Things that has like a flower head and a face and everything like that? Sounds like the Demogorgon to me. So now we're going to get into who is Alice. We know that Alice is Vecna's sister. We know that Alice is Henry's sister. But is that the Alice that they're singing about in the very first song that we ever hear, White Rabbit? Because in there, the refrain of the White Rabbit is, go ask Alice. And they say, go ask Alice when she was just small. Go ask Alice. Go ask Alice. I think she'll know.
Dead skittish.
Children I work with usually are.
Right.
So, where is she?
Right, she's in the kitchen. Come on up, I'll introduce you. Thank you. Sorry again for trying to turn.
Okay, again, this ties back into Henry tells 1, don't be sad about the dead people. They're not gone. They're in here.
They're not gone. 11. They're still with me. In here.
And the phrase gone, too. Elle, when she talks about Barb, she talks about Barb being gone. She doesn't say dead when she's in the Upside Down and she sees Barb looking dead. She doesn't say she's dead. She says she's gone.
Gone.
And when Hopper is talking about Elle's mom, he says Elle's mom is gone. He doesn't say she's dead. She's gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
When Hopper's talking about his daughter, he doesn't say dead. He says gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy. On his gravestone, it says gone. It doesn't say dead or anything like that. It has the word gone on his gravestone.
Dear Billy, I don't know if you can even hear this.
In season 3, okay. In season 3 with the lifeguard, when she needs help and and Elle goes in and sees her, and then she sees Elle and then asks for help and gets pulled down, and then Elle can't find her or any of the other flayed, even though they're all still alive, but they're all part of Vecna's head and she can't find them anywhere. But they're all there, but they're somewhere else. They're gone. She can't find them. Where are they? They're gone. And then Henry is telling her that, they're all up here. Or they're all here. They're not. So I think when he kills people in a certain way, like the way he killed Chrissy, the way he killed his mom and his sister, the way he killed all of the kids in the lab, he kills them and he takes their mind, so to speak, and he has it become part of him. And why is he doing that? Is he doing that because he's absorbing their powers? I think so, maybe, because that's why he then attacks Elle in season 3 with the monster that like bites her and goes into her. Is he's trying to take her ability so that way he can use, and that's when he then uses her ability to open gates, to open up the gates in season 4 with the people that he kills. So he kind of absorbs people, and they go somewhere, but they go somewhere Elle can't find them. But according to him, they're not dead, they're in his head. And Max, at the end of the season, she's not dead. She's in her bed in the coma, and Elle is looking for her, and she can't find her the same way she couldn't find the lifeguard when the lifeguard got dragged down. So I think that Max is currently down there, down in Henry's head, in Vecna's head, with everybody else. And I think that everybody else includes Alice, his sister, whom he killed back when he was a kid. And I think that we're going to get to see Alice in the next season, and they're going to go and ask Alice, what's the deal? What's, help us. Basically, they're going to have to ask Alice what to do, and she's going to be the one that will help them out. Because why? Because I do think that Alice, his sister, had powers as well. I think that she was sensitive as well. Because the reason I think she's sensitive as well is we know that music is what helps get through to people. That's with Running Up That Hill and Dream a Little Dream of Me. But if he wanted to kill his whole family, why would he turn on the radio with his dad's favorite song for his dad to get back out to sanity? I think that was Alice. I think Alice and him got kind of locked in some sort of a fight, and ultimately Henry won and he killed her, but it was too much and it knocked him out. Similar way that Elle and Henry fought, where Elle won and then she passed out afterward and slipped into a coma. I think it was a very similar battle of strength that went on, and I think that we're going to see in the final season, we're going to see a flashback of the fight between Alice and between Henry, where it is it's going to mirror the fight scene between Elle and Henry in the lab. And here's another thing I think they're going to do. I think they're going to reveal to us that not only was Alice his sister, I think she's going to be revealed to be his twin sister. And she's going to be his twin sister because evil twins is a very popular trope. I feel like it's a very popular 80s trope, or it's just a popular soap opera trope. It's something everybody really does secretly love, is the creepy twin, evil twin trope. And the Duffer brothers are twins, and they have yet to have a single set of twins in the whole show. But then they do have Alice and Henry. I think it's going to be revealed that they are actually twins. And if they're twins, they would both have superpowers. I feel like, twins with superpowers, one evil, one good. It'd be so good. So I think that's going to be revealed to us in the next season. At least I hope it is. This is a theory I really hope is true. That it'll be revealed to us that they were twins and that Alice had superpowers too, and they fought and he killed her. And that is why he has since been targeting Elle, Sarah, and Holly, because they all look like his sister. They all look like Alice. And so I think he's targeting them because they look like his sister. They look like Alice. And if they're twins too, that would also explain that it's like twins do have a connection, and a deep connection. Even if they don't like each other, they have a deep bond because of the fact that they're twins. And so it would make sense that that's why he's so nice to little Elle, because he's trying to basically get his sister back and get a sister that will be on his side this time. And then when she's not on his side, he's like, that's it, I gotta kill you now. And it looks like he's going to be trying to like kind of like creepily be like a Candyman, trying to like lure Holly away like how a kidnapper would. From the pictures, that's what it looks like we're going to see in season 5. And that just lines up again with that. And so to sum up, I think that we're going to see Alice is alive in Henry's head. She's not alive, she is dead, because we did see, I had to rewatch the season and be like, is she actually dead or was she just passed out? I think that cinematically, the parallels of different fight sequences that Elle has had is going to line up to be similar to fight sequences with other characters, namely Henry versus Alice. And I think that's going to be the big final showdown of the show, is actually going to be between Henry and Alice. And I think that we're going to see Alice in Henry's head. And I still don't know who Linda Hamilton is. I still don't know what character she's being. But so is the big Alice of the story Elle? Is it Holly? Is it Sarah? Or is it just straight up Alice, Henry's sister? I think that in season 5, the way that we're going to get to see Alice is that Max, who is down below, because that's where she is. She's deep in Henry's mind. I'm pretty positive that's where Max is that Max is in Henry's head, deep down below, and she's going to find Alice. And then maybe Elle finds both of them and helps get Max out. And maybe they'll do something where like Alice comes out and but I don't know, but them being twins. Yeah, I think so. And the whole thing is basically Alice in Wonderland. The whole show is basically Alice in Wonderland. And I'm just so excited for season 5. I can't wait for the end of it. It's going to be so good. Regardless of whether or not any of this comes out to be like true about the sister being in his head and us getting to see stuff like that, there's no denying that there are lots of Alice in Wonderland references throughout the show. And there's no denying the physical comparison of the actresses for young Elle, young Sarah, Holly, and Alice. So whether or not Henry has been targeting them because he killed his sister and he wants his sister back, or whether that's the case or not, I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see the final season. I'm so excited. Let me know down below what you think. Do you think that Alice is in Henry's head? Do you think that all of the people he killed like that are going to be in his head? Like all of the kids with the superpowers, all of the Chrissy and the other 4 that he killed to open the portal. Do you think that they're all buried in his mind somewhere? Or do you think that they're just gone? Let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I have a couple of other videos to make. The next video I'm going to make is about Henry and Papa and Henry's mom. So if you're curious to see what I have to say about that, definitely subscribe. That way you'll see that video when it comes out. I hope you guys like Stranger Things as much as I do. I hope you have had a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.